We're singing and talking about transition songs today on the Miss Nina Weekly Video Show. Hi friends, welcome back to my series on preschool circle time tips and tricks. Today is part 4 and the final part of this series, and I am Miss Nina from mymissnina.com and the Miss Nina Weekly Video Show on YouTube. So in the first 3 parts of this series, we talked about attention grabbers, getting little ones' attention for circle time, our morning routine, then we did story time tips and tricks, and today we're talking about how to transition out of circle time and into your next activity. That of course only takes one transition song, but transition songs are the magical glue that hold a preschool class together, so I thought we'd talk about those a little bit today. All right? So we're going to start off with a transition song, and then I'll tell you about my 4 tips, the 4 keys to great transition song success. So here we go. Right after my circle time, we had art. And so we had just finished our story time, we had just finished our discussion, and then I grabbed my box of smocks and would sing, "If you wanna do some art, grab a smock and have a seat. If you wanna do some art, grab a smock and have a seat. If you wanna do some art, if you wanna do some art, if you wanna do some art, grab a smock and have a seat at the table." Let me ask you a question. Did anybody recognize the tune to that song? Right, it's the tune of "If You're Happy and You Know It." So my first tip for great transition song is a familiar and easy tune, especially one that's very repetitive. So some great transition song tunes are "Happy and You Know It," "London Bridge," "Farmer in the Dell," "This Is the Way." Those are just a few that come to mind. And they're very repetitive, easy to remember, and the children usually have a positive association with those songs as it is, so they're going to tune in to listen to what you're saying. So the second tip for a great transition song is a song that has very, very clear words and instructions in them that the children can follow along and sing along to. So for instance, here's one we would use when getting ready to go outside and line up at the door. Let's all go get our jackets. Let's all go get our jackets. Let's all go get our jackets and line up at the door. And of course you can keep singing that song as we slowly go to our cubbies. So in my room, the cubbies were inside the room and we would then line up. So you go get your jackets on, help everybody get their things on, and then line up at the door. And as you can see, it's very, very clear instructions, easy to understand, easy to follow along to. Tip number 3 for a great transition song is what I call ritual, using the same song at the same time in the same way every day. Now this is particularly important for the toddlers and the 2s and the 3s. When you get up to the 4s and 5-year-olds, they can deal with variety a little bit better. But while the little ones are learning their structure, learning to feel safe in school, learning the routine of what comes next, always using the same transition song at the same time helps them to know what's happening. This helps them so much to stay really grounded and present in the moment with you in class instead of getting worried or upset or any of the other things that can happen during transitions. So here's one that I've done a video for before, and this is one that I would use every day to march to the gym, right? We would march our feet and I would say, "Do as I'm doing and march to the gym with me. Do as I'm doing and march to the gym with me. Do as I'm doing and use your marching feet. Do as I'm doing and march with me, everybody." And I would sing that all the way to the gym. It was a really festive song and they always knew what was coming next and got everybody very excited. Tip number 4, my final tip for a great transition song is variety. Now, I know that's going to seem like in direct opposition to what I was just talking to, but it's not. I do want you to use the same song in the same way at the same time in each class to help them in their transitions. But where you need to have variety is the tune that you use. If you always use "If You're Happy and You Know It" for your transitioning to art, and then also for lining up at the door, and then also for going outside. If you're always using the same song, it's that sort of thing where they don't tend to hear it anymore. They don't necessarily hear the instructions. It doesn't change the vibe or the mood for you. So you want to make sure you have a different tune for each of your transition songs. So for instance, like I mentioned, London Bridge is a great tune for a transition song. So perhaps we've gotten to, music time or the library, and I want everybody to find a seat on a circle. I'll say, everybody find a seat. Find a seat, find a seat, everybody find a seat on a circle. You can make up any words you want to fit whatever transition you're working on, but just use an easy melody that everyone is familiar with, clear words and instructions, repetitive in your song. Use it in the same way at the same time every day, and then make sure that you have many different melodies, many different tunes for your various transition songs that you use throughout your day. And I guarantee you success in your preschool and toddler room with transition songs.